It's time for qualifying at the Mobility Resort Motegi, and I can tell you I've just stuck my head out the window and my hair is getting a little bit wet. It is drizzling here in Japan, and a qualifying session then gets us underway for this second round of the Global Series in 2023 for MotoGP eSport. Kiko Giles and Jack Gorse here taking you through all the action. 15 minutes for this, Jack, and the first wet qualifying of the year. A new challenge. Not just for those who've been here before and had it, but also a new challenge for the rookies this year.
Yeah, definitely. The likes of Keinster that we see here, who have come into the Global Series for the first time this year. This will be their first attempt at wet qualifying on the Global Series stage, so we'll see how they go. Keinster earlier actually in sprint qualifying did a decent job. Won't spoil it for you, just in case you want to go and watch that one. It'll be on the MotoGP eSport YouTube channel as well. Just go on the page there and click down. So yeah, it should be quite interesting. As already we see Davide Teresi's had a little bit of a mishap on the outlap. So it will be interesting. As you can see, it's not quite absolutely soaking, but it is a wet track indeed. New actually for the MotoGP 23 game this year is you do have kind of dynamic track conditions, so you never know. We're not too sure what our what do we call it, race direction have programmed into the game for this session.
Saying that they fake weather?
Oh,
no.
never. But you never know. There might be a little bit of a dry line that does appear, but we'll see how it goes.
Get Marc Marquez out there. He likes these kind of conditions. This is Miki Raikko. Now, he had a bit of a tricky session last time out for the first sprint of this round two. Miki Raikko, a couple of crashes, but is new to the class this year. The Indonesian looking now to try and get this second round off and running. Of course, he's got a home Grand Prix to think about. Not too far ahead in the future. This round, in fact.
Yeah, this round for race 4 of the Global Series, we will be going to the Pertamina Mandalika Circuit, so make sure you tune in for that one. So certainly going to be a very, very good one indeed. And hopefully Miki Raikko can have a good showing. So then, we're queuing up a little bit before the guys fly onto their first time lap. This is one hell of a line from Davide Teresi, but fires it out now onto the straight. So we'll see what he can do on the Prima Pramac Racing Ducati when he comes. Oh, that's lovely.
Is that Miri Chikinari in disguise?
No, he's not quite that good. But anyway, let's see how they go on this first flying lap.
Davide Teresi then coming down towards it. This is one of the hardest braking tracks on our calendar, actually.
Yeah,
Jack, we should have mentioned that, and exacerbated even more in these tricky conditions. We're looking at Daniele Aloe, 26, the number 23. Maybe that's Rui Chikinari in disguise, actually. We've got King Kios everywhere around here at the moment. Keinster, 28, has gone down. The Gas Tech 3 rider had a decent salvage job in the last qualifying for the sprint. That was in Germany. We won't spoil it, but again, he did showcase a late lunge in the last part of the lap. This is Adrian, second in the championship, chasing Tras 73, as everyone's just getting their first flying lap underway. Platform for Life is down again. That's about the 4th crash I think he's had so far in this Global Series round 2, but nonetheless, they're coming down the dummy grid at the moment, down into this dead stop, 90-degree right under at the bottom of the hill, one of the hardest braking zones on the whole calendar. And Adrian looking good so far, wheels in line, no mistakes. You've got to be careful in these tricky conditions. Oh, then you did. That's why you have to be careful. Traster's gone down. Yeah,
a bit of a low side there from Trast. Lost the rear by the looks of it. As now Adrian, no mistakes for him so far. He's going to ping it through the final flip-flop out onto the front straight. Of course, we saw a Honda and a Ducati go head-to-head in the wet here in 2017 with Andrea Dovizioso and Marc Marquez. And our very own Marc Marquez goes provisional pole for... No, he does not. Jack Hammer there once again, showing that he's not just a dry weather merchant. He can also do it in the wet.
Yeah, he's been very, very good so far this year, Jack Hammer. One of the only riders so far to have more than one pole position. Let's see if he can make it out. Oh, the front ends are washing out everywhere.
It folded like a hot Mars bar, didn't it?
Absolutely, like a deck chair down into turn 1 for Christian 17, as he's at the moment in 9th and without a time set, and that is obviously another flying lap that's gone. This is quite a long track. They're lucky they've got 15 minutes of this. 5 minutes at it would not be good in a sprint format with wet weather.
No, definitely not. So let's run you through what we do have at the minute then. It is this man on the full factory Red Bull KTM factory racing machine, Jack Hammer. at a 1:48.168, and he's got over a third of a second to Adrian. So quite a chunk actually there, not just in eSport terms, but in MotoGP terms at the minute. Qualifying's extremely tight in MotoGP.
He's looking smooth as well.
He's looking very, very smooth. I'm not too sure if this lap is actually valid, because so far he's not clicking off any sectors. But a little bit further back, 7/10 back, we have Davide Teresi, and Ike looks like he must be there or thereabouts to improving on his lap time. He's grey through the second split, but he was PB in the first, so we'll see what he can do when he comes through the third intermediate. And behind them, Keinster is the only one at the minute that looks like he's about to set a decent lap time.
Keinster in 10th position at the moment, but of course 6 out of 11 riders, that's the only amount that have actually set a valid time. Keinster's about to become the 7th. He's going to come under the tunnel into the victory chicane that ends this lap at Motegi. And here he is, number 28, looking to try and put himself on the front 2 rows if he can. Keinster then to the line. What's it going to be?
Oh, not bad.
Third, and exactly 1 second off Jack Hammer. So we've got a KTM and a Gas on the front row.
I think in all of my time in MotoGP eSport qualifying, I've never seen times this spread out. This is pretty fantastic, to be honest. Not seen any sort of domination by 1 or 2 riders.
And normally
just
wet
like
weather,
this, so it shows you just how fast Jack Hammer and Adrian
normally
are pushing on.
Wet weather levels it out.
It does, yeah. Usually you would think so, but at the minute, not so much. It's doing the opposite in MotoGP 23.
Good stuff from Ike 13 and Miki Raikko 5th and 6th. That's your Malaysians and the Indonesian audience shouting and screaming here. So they are doing very well indeed, and just over a second off. I tell you what, they're only really, well, Ike 13's only just over a 10th off the front row.
Yeah, it's really not that
He's right
far
there.
off. Now, I was just about to call out about Trastevere, because he's on an invalid lap at the moment, and that's not good because he doesn't have one on the board at all just yet. Now, there is still plenty of time, 7.5 minutes still to go, so he's certainly got plenty of time to fire in a fast lap, but it will be piling the pressure on. Now, Daniele Aloe, he's also in the same position, but he is on a valid one now through the first split, so we'll see what he can do on the factory Ducati.
So many hard braking areas around here. It's so easy to lose the front. We saw right at the start of this session that front end just wobbling around in them heavy braking areas. It's all settled down a bit now. Trast obviously on an invalid lap. He is your championship leader as it stands. Whether or not he's going to be able to he should be able to get a valid lap in, surely. I mean, it shouldn't be too much of a drama for him. But he could do without the pressure coming into the second half of this session. Just over 7 minutes to go. Jack Hammer looking good here for another pole position. He really is he's got it sorted out this year, Jack. He's been very, very fast in the last year. He's been there or thereabouts, but he's really started to convert that now. And even after just the opening 3 encounters in the first round of the Global Series, he's one to watch. He is one of your dark horses for this year.
He is, absolutely. Right, here we go then. This is one that we need to see what sort of lap time he's going to throw onto this board. Jack Hammer has gone down, but that's no problem. He's on provisional pole. Daniele Aloe, where will he go with this lap time? Spinning it up on the curb at the final corner. Third, not bad, 6/10 off, so certainly much closer than the likes of Keinster and Davide Teresi behind him, so that'll do. That's not too bad at all.
And that lap's invalid. He's just gone on at turn 1. Ike 13's gone down, and this is Platform for Life, who's
just keeping it on.
Who's obviously looking for the worms out. That is he invalid?
I think he's invalidated it. Yep.
He's
got the little red check mark next to his name. So
oh dear me,
bit of a cheeky line into the pits there. Bails out of that one late on, and now we only have Miki Raikko and Adrian, who was on an improving lap, but actually looks like it might have gone away in the second split.
Disaster then further downfield. We're still waiting for Platform for Life. Tras 73 and Christian M17 for a lap time from them guys. This is Miki Raikko. He's 1.4 off at the moment with his current lap time. Adrian has gone down. That's a disaster for him. So Adrian is currently second, 3/10 behind Jack Hammer and just under 3/10 ahead of Daniel. Oh, down goes Miki Raikko in the gravel. That's an invalidated lap time. 7th for him. He was 1.4 off then with his valid lap, and he's going to have to try again with just 5 minutes to go. Trust 73 is down again. So this is a disaster for the championship leader. He could really do without this headache.
Yeah, it definitely seems as though they're struggling with these wet conditions a little more than we perhaps expected. One of those that is struggling in a minute is Christian MM17. Still no lap time on the board for Christian, one that's finished second in the Global Series in previous years. So we know that he's very, very fast, but so far, nothing to show for it. Although he is into the final sector now, makes it lovely. Gets it stopped on the apex for turn 11. We'll see now what he can do through the final flip-flop as long as Keinster doesn't get rear-ended. And now firing out onto the final corner. See what Christian can do. Coming across the line on the LCR Honda. What's it going to be?
It's going to be
fourth. Oh, exactly the same lap time as Daniele Aloe as well on the factory Ducati.
Top independent then for Christian MM17. Fourth place for him. We have got 9 riders with a lap time. Black One for Life and Trask 73, the only two who aren't setting a lap time, and Trask 73 is pushing Adrian, who's in second place, along. He's helping him to a lap time. Get out of the way, he says. He barrels on by. You're not going to put nothing wrong with that Yamaha coming out the corners. So Trask 73 needs this lap. At the minute, he's starting plumb last. A disaster.
Championship leader as well. Dead last with his closest rival, Adrian, who's only 5 points behind him before we go into the second round of the Global Series. Starting second.
And he's not on a valid lap either, so he's going to have to wait until at least, you'd think, 2.5 minutes to go on this session. At best, he's going to have 2 valid laps at this when he comes down to complete this outlapper I think he's on. Black One for Life is just a bit further up the road than him. He also needs a fast lap time. Black One for Life, of course, strong in both of his home rounds at Mugello and at Misano from the Global Series round 1. Needs something here, though he didn't have a great session in Germany when he was crashing everywhere in the 5-minute session for sprint race there, for the Sprint Grand Prix. But what about this? Down in tenths in a minute, these two, the 2 Italians, Black One for Life and Trask 73. Disaster.
Yeah, real disaster at the minute. Of course, Black One for Life, top rookie in the championship standings at the minute. 5th, just 17 points off the leader, Trastevere, as we do see. So, come on then, Trast. You need this lap time. Let's see what you've got up your sleeve.
I should just point out, Black One for Life, obviously I'm talking about an Italian team. He is one of ours. He's British.
He is, yeah. Well, a little bit of Italian flair, should we say.
Of course. This is Trast. He's last at the moment. So down into also on 10th and 11th. This is going to be, we're going to ride on board. This is coming out of the first double apex right-handed all the way up to 6th gear. Normally in the dry, only 5th in the wet. Bang it down into 2nd, maybe all the way down into 1st.
Black One for Life is wide.
Oh, Trast, he's pushing on. He's shaking around everywhere, but he just doesn't seem to be getting anywhere. Personal best, obviously, for 10th and 11th, because this is their first valid lap at this point.
Yeah, it is. First valid lap. You can see why.
Oh, he could have really done without that.
Unbelievable.
The 2 riders who needed a lap time most have not only taken one out, they've taken both of them out. So Black One for Life and Trask 73, the only break they're going to get is off the 4th row.
So I was just about to bark out and say that you can see why this Motegi circuit is so hard on brakes, and well, all you saw was Trastevere trying to brake to avoid Black One for Life, but no success with that. They nailed it to each other then. So Miki Raikko is the only one so far that is on a valid lap at the moment. Adrian is, but it looks as though he's going pretty slow through this split. So Trast could actually do with nipping up the inside here and get some clean track for his last lap, because there is only 1:20 left on the clock. So it is going to be one chance. Exactly, it is Super Pole now. It is hero or zero for the World Championship leader.
Win it or bin it, and he's already binned it, so he's going to hope to win it on this lap. So he's heading round Adrian. Adrian is 2nd in this championship so far, and he's 2nd on the grid. Championship leader Trask down in 11th, so that is going to make for a properly interesting Grand Prix here in Japan. On to the front straight then, with less than a minute to go. This is it. Help for leather for Trask 73 on the factory Yamaha. He could really do without this.
So, remarkably, with a crash, Trask is only 6.8 seconds off. And because of that lap time being valid in the end, I guess he didn't touch track limits or something when he did crash. Trask now is not last on the grid, but he is 10th. Still a bit of a disaster, but slightly better anyway. Right, this is it then, Trask. You've got to pull it out of the bag now. First split will be coming up here out of turn 3. What's it going to be coming through the first intermediate? Oh, it's great. It's slower than his first lap, but of course, he did fall off.
He should be quicker in the second bit. This is where he crashed, or where he was taken out, however you want to phrase it. He's under the bridge. He'll be coming out the other side. Now when he comes into, this is, Ike 13's gone down. That's going to be row 3, in the middle of row 3 at best for him. Trust 73, obviously. Oh, Adrian's gone down as well. He was chasing Trust. So, Trust, this has got to be your lap. You've got to get yourself minimum front 2 rows. At best, you really want to be looking at the front row. Don't think anyone's got anything to answer for Jackhammer. Jackhammer is on a red second sector as things stand, Jack.
Yep, sticking the knife in is Jackhammer then. He doesn't need to do this lap, but it looks as though he's going to give it a go. What can Trastevere do? Of course, he's already had 1 pole position so far this year. Will this lap be enough? So far, the sectors indicate no, but how far up the grid will it take him?
It's our personal best. That's the main thing, as he keeps it all ship-shape and tiddly-tidy in this final sector, the second half of this lap. He should be good. We're coming into the victory chicane now. Gets it all tidy and clean. Don't go too far out to the curb. Don't get it spinning up onto the front straight. Here comes Trested. It was a Super Bowl lap in the end, and it puts him third. Fantastic stuff from Trested. He left it all late, but this is Jackhammer. He's in very, very hot, but keeps it so smooth. Jackhammer looking good then. Coming down towards the line. Will he improve on the 48.168 he has now?
He does.
48.034. It's another pole position, barring acts of God, and a monumental final sector from the Prima Pramac Davide Torrisi. No, he goes 8th at the end. So Jackhammer, it looks certain, is going to be on pole.
Yeah, by almost half a second. I have never seen a pole margin like it in my entire Global Series lifetime. That is total destruction from Jackhammer around here in the wet at Motegi. So they'll approve the results, and it should well be Jackhammer on pole position. He's third of the 2023 season, with Adrian second, Trask with a late lap to salvage a front row of the grid. Christian lines up fourth with Daniele Aloe. Mickey Raiko barged himself back onto the second row of the grid after Plat 1 for Life also put in a late lap to go 7th. From Davide Torrisi, Keinster, Ike and Spadalongo will round them out in 11th place.